Hello, hello, hello! We are recording, I think. So I am Bobby Rayman, and this is...
I am Tuffy. I'm ill, Tuffy.
He's very ill, Tuffy. I think he's got what I've got, unfortunately. I think from the last podcast episode. I think the allergies have gone through the airwaves.
I knew I shouldn't have French kissed you.
Oh, wow! What a strong start! Talking of weirdness, this is a Monday.
Should we not, before we start, should we not say welcome to Big Brown Harry, because you didn't.
Oh yeah, welcome to Big Brown and Harry.
You just went straight into I'm Bobby.
Yeah, welcome to Big Brown
I'm
Harry.
right.
Yeah, there we go. I'm ill, leave me alone. No, I'm too excited to talk about what's happened yesterday at the Oscars. We had to get an episode out now. I mean... This is right up my street. So let's get into it. Sorry, excuse me. So Mr. Will Smith, this is Lupita's view of it, but this is essentially what happened. If anyone wants to... So Will Smith smacked him. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me. So you can see everyone's face. Where's the shocked face? Oh, here you go. Here's a better view of it. Just walks up. I mean...
Casual as you like.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. The more I look at it, the more I think it's staged now. The more I look at it...
I think up until the point he shouted at him from his seat, I think everybody thought it was something that was staged.
I think it... Right, okay. Right, let's get into it. We can keep this going here. We'll go back to us. The memes that have been generated are amazing. We'll go through them in a minute, but just my opinion on what this is. Chris Rock tells a joke in 2016 when Jada Pinkett Smith made a boycott of the Oscars because it wasn't diverse.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
Okay,
I remember that.
That's when Will, you could see, wanted to support his wife, even though I don't think he did. I don't think he agreed with it, but you've got to go with your wife, haven't you, in that situation, so he did. Then we find out in recent years about their relationship. Okay, we don't need to know about this, but the general consensus from the general public, and I haven't got any problems. You know, I'm not like anything, like music choice. I'm not a big fan of her films. That's just my choice. A lot of people are, but yeah. But in recent times, she had this shitty show on Facebook where she just threw Will under the bus. Just making him not thinking about herself, not really letting him carry on the empire that he's built, which he has. From nowhere, with no acting lessons or anything. If you look into his career, when he started Fresh Print, he's built this amazing, public persona, and then she just ruins it by saying that they're in an open relationship. Well, she has been, and she's been caught, and there's been all these rumours, and so he has to answer all these things. So Jada, I don't think is very well liked in the public eye anyway. But it is what it is. It's Will's wife. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Fast forward to now. Recently, Jada's come out with having alopecia. So it's a very sensitive, sore subject. Chris Rock makes a very joke about G.I. Joe 2 and the woman having a buzz cut.
Yeah.
Now, that just shows that he obviously had prior knowledge of the alopecia, hence why Will might have reacted like that.
Yeah.
But we'll get into something else in that whole scenario in a second. But Will initially smiled. And then he saw his wife's reaction. What are you going to do? Now, I am stuck between two opinions here, because this is as I've said in previous episodes, I believe a joke, you can say whatever you want to say. So Chris Rock's done his job correctly. No matter what anyone can say, he's done his job correctly. You're always walking on that tightrope of, he's done his job correctly. Will, that's the most gangster shit I've ever seen in my life. Not only is he's defending his wife, fair enough. No bloke can say that, we've seen it in towns and stuff. If someone says something to your wife, you're going to do something. Secondly, if Chris knew about the alopecia stuff, then that's not cool. He might have tried to clear... I don't know, this is speculation. He might have tried to clear the joke with them beforehand. Are you okay with saying it? Because they were friends.
Mm.
And thirdly, Will just coming up and just doing that on national television
Yeah.
is the most gangster shit I've ever seen. I love it. But, like, I don't think anyone's right or wrong. This is my problem.
Yeah.
And I can see why it's wrong, of course. He shouldn't be doing that. He shouldn't be slapping someone. But he's done it the most power movie sort of thing. But then the conspiracy theorist, after looking at it about 10 times now, if we take it for face value, yes, those are my two opinions. But the conspiracy theorist is like thinking, right, Oscars, they need numbers. We're talking about it now. Would we be otherwise talking about it?
Probably not.
We're not talking about Will winning the best actor for the first time, which I think over his career, like Leo, over his whole career, he deserves one. He deserved one for Pursuit of Happiness, or as I saw somebody put on the internet, Pursuit of Slappiness, which is great.
Oh dear.
That was good. But no, I think Will deserves one for the longevity, but it's not a sympathy parade, is it? It's about what films are good during the time. So I haven't seen King Richard, but I know it. I know they won a Golden Globe and this and that, and I think there was other films that were just as good. I think it was a tough one this year. But to do what he did 20 minutes before, and then in the speech afterwards apologising, not to Chris Rock, to the Academy. As he walks there, I love it. He is straight. There's so many jokes about he's going back to his auntie and uncles in Bel Air. He got in one little fight. My mum got scared. So yeah, sorry, that was my lengthy answer. But yeah, I'm interested to hear what you think.
First of all, I don't think it was staged. I think it was real. However, I think it was more based on this Facebook show and I wonder if there's a bit of gaslighting going on there as well, Jada and things like that. I wonder if it was more a cry for help by Will, in the sense that he, because of all this stuff that's come out in the Facebook show and things like that, and how he's, like you've mentioned, and I wonder if he's at that point he was just pushed over the edge, because his initial reaction was he laughed and smiled, didn't he? Yeah. That was his initial, and that like a natural reaction.
I'll try and find the video where you.
A natural reaction. He laughed and smiled because he took it. It almost as though he took it as a joke, and maybe so that it sort of released a bit of pressure. But as soon as he saw the reaction from Jada, then it changed. It almost comes across as a bit of a cry for help, that he needed to do something controversial in that sense, to send out a message to everybody, to the public, to say something.
Maybe he's got to have had enough. I don't think maybe not that deep. I don't think a cry out for help, but I think maybe he's just sick of people talking shit. Maybe that.
I don't know. I think I've been, when you're in as you know, I'm married, and like every marriage goes through its ups and downs. You have your arguments and things like that. But when there's an element of toxicity in a marriage, it builds and builds and builds, and at a point it snaps.
Perhaps, but
I just wonder, because they have been friends, haven't they? Will Smith, Chris Rock, they've been friends, and that would explain Chris Rock's initial reaction as well, as I've just been slapped the shit out of by Will Smith. There was a very shocked response.
Yeah, because he seemed sheepish, didn't he?
And also, he hasn't pressed charges. He was offered by the...
Of course he's not going to press charges.
But, no, absolutely. And from a PR point of view, he shouldn't either.
Because he looked like a bitch.
Yeah. But there's something there that doesn't add up. It was genuine. It wasn't... From my point of view, I don't think it was scripted. I think it was genuine.
This is my wrestling brain taking over because I watch wrestling all the time, and they call it a work when they're working everyone. They know it's like a thing between them, and everyone else thinks it's real. So it's called a work. I've seen all the wrestling Twitter going, "It's a work, man. It's a work." I don't know. What's good about it is I don't know. We don't know.
I don't think it is because I think both of those guys are experienced enough to be able to stage a fake slap, number one. Number two, afterwards, the fact that he was effing and jeffing from his seat, it's that really that tells me when he knows that the press are there, international press, all the cameras are there.
Because he initially smiled.
Yeah.
And then, possibly, but what kind of hold has Jada got over him then if that's the case?
To me...
That's mad, isn't it?
To me, it comes across, it's almost like when you see an abused woman in a or somebody who's controlled in a relationship.
Yeah.
They have an initial reaction, which is their natural reaction, but then when they see the reaction of the other person, the person who's controlling them,
they're forced to act in a certain way.
And that's why I'm wondering whether or not there's something more to this, and if it was more of a cry for help.
Well, I think he said in his speech when he won, he said, "Love makes you do crazy things." I don't know if he's trying to get away with it, but that just seems scripted to me. That's why I keep on thinking it's conspiracy. I don't know. It's look, if this didn't happen, and this is what I keep on going back to, would we be talking about this? If Will Smith just won Best Actor, would anyone really care?
I think people would.
Not
because
like this.
I think people.
This is nuts.
No, of course not. Of course not. But this is something left field that's happened. But I think people would still be talking about it, bearing in mind he was A, expected to win it for Ali, B, expected to win it for The Pursuit of Happiness. And the talk of the talk of sort of the acting fraternity and things like that is that everybody thought that he should have at least won one by now.
Yeah.
So I think people would still be talking about it. Finally, Will Smith wins a Best Actor Oscar. He wins.
But this is the best thing for both of them. Think about this. Let the dust settle. Chris Rock's got a tour coming out with Kevin Hart. And do you know how I found out? Because I went, "Oh, Chris Rock, let's go on his Twitter." Oh, he's got a tour out. I found that out because of this. Because of this situation. How many other people are going to do that?
Absolutely.
Will Smith.
Absolutely.
I go and look out now. Will Smith, his best, whatever next film is going to come out, whatever his next interview is, box office. Literally. Is it not?
Yeah.
So they both come out of it really quite well over a shit ceremony where people might not necessarily be watching, but I bet those YouTube numbers are going through the roof. I mean, if it's all over Twitter like that,
I'd agree with you.
So that's what makes me think.
But I don't think that's something that they thought about. Certainly not Will Smith. I don't think he thought about that when he did.
Find out that it is a conspiracy. How ridiculous! That would be amazing. He deserves that Best Actor award.
But we're talking about a pompous institution like the Oscars committee.
Massive pat on the back.
An institution that's sort of dredged in pomposity and
Ricky Gervais, someone, a fan, commented. I'll try and find it now. 1 second. Ricky Gervais, where is he? A fan basically asked him about if he hosted, what would he open the jokes with? So I'll try and find it now if you can bear with me 2 seconds. Oh no, Ricky's going in. He's supporting. Chris Rock's a good friend of his.
Okay.
So he's going in on the alopecia jokes. Oh shit!
This is just gonna open a can of worms now.
Oh god!
This is going to completely open a can of worms.
Oh, I'm trying to find. I can't find. I think he might have deleted it. Oh no!
I think there's between those two, Will Smith and Jada. I think there's some deep-seated, unresolved...
Of course! I think Will's obviously pissed off with his...
There's deep-seated, unresolved things there. And Will has just, up until this point, Will has just said, you know what, I'm just going to swallow it. I'm just going to...
But he has. You saw that meme that came out from that Facebook show where he was like this and he was crying, but he was angry. And now the new meme is that slapping meme.
But in many ways, guys do that. They just stomach it.
Yeah.
They swallow it and they stomach it and they gut it out. But when something like that happens, you know, the initial release of him laughing, because I think he knew that it was a joke, not a light-hearted joke, something that does, like you say, walk the tightrope of controversy and humour. And I think Will Smith understands that, because to a certain extent he's a comedian himself, isn't he? So he understands that. And of course, because they're friends, he also probably thought that it came from a position of love as well, from Chris Rock. Because when you make jokes about something as serious as that, because you're trying to, in many ways, you're trying to diffuse such a heartbreaking...
Well, maybe another reason why he slapped him, because he knew he can get away with it, because it's his friend.
Maybe that.
He wouldn't have done it if it was a woman, like, say, Amy Schumer did it. He wouldn't do that, would he?
The thing, what I'm thinking, that I don't think this is a conspiracy, is because I think Will Smith, I think he's old enough, and I think he's mature enough to have handled that with grace. I think he is.
He always has.
Yeah.
So this one instance is very much an anomaly.
And that's what's telling me that there is more to this. Not conspiracy. There's more to this, in the sense that I think he's almost coming across as an abused spouse. And this is like a real sort of cry for...
Wow. I mean, I don't think I would have thought about it that deep. But maybe. We don't know, do we? So
there's those deep-seated things that are unresolved between those two. And he's stomached it. And all of a sudden this has happened. He's laughed, suddenly seen his wife's reaction. And he now feels that he's got to...
Well, by the looks of it, just from the outside, Jada does what she wants. So that could possibly be a...
Yeah.
Because obviously when they talked about their open relationship thing, you saw Will and he was absolutely gutted.
I think there was always this belief that they had a perfect Hollywood relationship. How they were married for so long, a monogamous relationship, how was it done? And they seemed so happy together. And I think he believed it as well.
Yeah.
It's quite obvious he believed it. He believed that as well. And it was a complete and utter facade. Yeah. Complete and utter facade. He had to keep up for her, and then it could be something like that. But it's very out. We all know it's out of character. We know Will Smith from a public. Well, I don't know, but from a public thing. Yeah.
But like I said to you, I'm convinced. Let's take out all that deep-seated stuff from just the plain outlook. I am very much breaking it down as in the comedian saying what the comedian should, and the husband doing what the husband should. I'm so conflicted because I like both of them. And it's just a weird... I mean, you don't see these... You hear about these things in after parties or parties or, scuffles here and there. But to do that on national television is gangster as shit.
And that's what's making me think that... Just
to make a point. No one's going to joke about Will Smith. But if anything, I think they are.
That's what's making me think that there's a lot of trauma there. There's probably a lot of gaslighting, or possibly a lot of gaslighting in that relationship.
Possibly, yes.
It's,
Or it could be just the simple matter of fact. Yeah, that could be it, where he's deep. Or he could be just sick of the outside talk about Jada, and he's like, let's end this once and for all. And then doing just something as simple as that.
But then why react as a laugh and a smile initially?
That's a good point. I don't know. I don't actually know. Because he thought, I don't want my wife being upset. Maybe it's just simple as, my
and
wife's upset.
That's what I mean. Gaslighting. If I'm thinking to myself, if in a normal situation when you've been shitted on from a great height by your own spouse in the way that she's done it, you'd be thinking, you fucking deserve that, you bitch. You fucking,
Yeah. But he hasn't.
No matter how, yes, she has alopecia, but in those sort of moments, you don't think about things like that. You think that's justice. Later on, when the dust settles and the red mist goes, you're thinking, actually, no. As upset as I felt, that was too close to the bone.
But he knows full well that he's going to be on television doing that, and it's going to be recorded in front of everybody.
Yeah. So
there's only two explanations. Is that explanation where it's deep-rooted, or it is staged? And just to make a point, though. Just to make a point. Either to sell... Just to be relevant. It is classic Hollywood, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where's the best place to be relevant? The place where everyone's looking. Is Will Smith after like his other big blockbusters? He's not getting them anymore, is he? He's had a few flops.
But the thing about big blockbusters, things like that, films like that, is that they're not supposed to. They're not supposed to be sort of one after another.
He was doing that, wasn't he? At one point, he was crazy.
Yeah, but they weren't all sort of Oscar worthy.
No.
They were big in the sense that they were certainly money spinners, but they weren't They weren't potential Oscar winners.
What did you think about 20 minutes later when he had his acceptance speech and then he gets a standing ovation? What do you think of that? Him getting a standing ovation afterwards. Bit weird, isn't it? That's what I mean. It's weird.
It is a bit strange, and
it doesn't make sense.
But I've seen clips of him at the Vanity Fair after party where he's shaking his tush at getting jiggy with it. He's.
Oh, I haven't seen it. Oh, after the Oscars
at the Vanity Fair after party. Anything. He's there dancing away, and it's almost so like it's a release of pressure. And again, when he did his acceptance speech,
that's a good point,
and he's crying, and I think he's been under a lot of pressure over these last couple of however long it's been, about couple of years, hasn't it, since this?
Since COVID, really.
Yeah, and all this, the feeling of humiliation that he must have had.
Yes, actually, yes, that's a very yes.
And I think
humiliated. What's the release from that? And he hasn't had one, has he?
No.
Publicly.
No. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this is
a very weird release.
I don't know if you think about it. You do things out of character. You do things that are out of character. It's like a child acting out. Instead of controlling their emotions, taking a step back, it's like a child not being able to. A great example is when a child is bullied. They're not able to. They don't say anything to their parents or anything like that, but then they act out on their emotions.
That's a very good point.
And I think the crowd that
the crowd were just like, what is going on?
I think they saw that he was suffering. He's crying. And they also know, of course, they know what has happened over the last couple of years. And I think a lot of that has to do with the humiliation that he must have felt over the last couple of years, having to stomach all of that, and then all of a sudden, it's just a release.
Are we saying that Jada's an abuser? Is that what you're saying? What a statement. It comes across weird, doesn't it? This whole thing is weird.
I think abuser is a strong term, but I certainly think the power dynamics in that relationship are. It comes across as Will Smith trying to be a good husband,
yeah,
and Jada taking advantage of it.
Yeah,
power dynamics. There's it was a facade.
The open relationship thing isn't his idea.
No. I think he's despite what sort of persona he might project in his movies and in his Fresh Prince of Bel-Air days. Dude. Deep down, he's a straight down the middle gentleman. I think.
Yeah.
An old-fashioned kind of guy, I think. And
Jada's a bit mental, and she's done that by herself, not including Will, but she dragged Will with her.
Yeah.
Like in previous things, we're not talking about this instance here. Like all stemming from the Oscars in 2016, and maybe because Chris Rock started that joke then, but it wasn't Chris Rock; it was her. Bringing it upon herself. Yes, granted, alopecia is not something that's funny.
No, it's not.
But it wasn't that bad. He was just making it. He didn't go, "Hi, you got alopecia."
No.
He just said, "You should be in the new G.I. Jane film."
and that's why I'm thinking from between him and Will Smith, I think it came from a position of love, because if they're friends, you make you sort of use humour to try and diffuse an awful situation. But you're using that humour in such a way that your friend would understand, and that's why I'm thinking he laughed and smiled initially, because he thought, "Oh, that's my friend," and he's just making, But then when you've got,
but another disappointing thing is because he's done it in such a public way. It is a bit disappointing, Will, doing that. Look at from another angle.
Yeah.
He shouldn't really be doing that.
Chris Rock.
No. I mean,
Will Smith.
Chris Rock should be joking about anything. I've got a full stance on. Look, you make these jokes, but because it was out in public, he's like, right, I'm going to get you back. Or you can talk to him afterwards.
Yeah. Or you
slag him off in the press afterwards.
Or you go up to him, and you very calmly say, "This isn't wrong. This isn't right. My wife is sitting right there."
You could have done it then instead of slapping him. Talk to him.
And he would have got a standing ovation for it because he's tried to sort it out with grace and dignity. And that's why I'm saying to you, there is more to this. And I don't think it's conspiracy. I think it has more to do with him acting out on his emotions because of the pressure that he's felt over the last couple of years of having to stomach all of that. Bullshit. And also, I think Chris Rock, from a friend point of view, I think one of the reasons why he said it is because maybe he feels that...
Get away with it.
Get away with it, and maybe he feels that Will Smith is in a sort of a toxic relationship, and he's...
That's speculating, though. We don't know about that, do we?
No, we don't. But I'm just saying this from the point of view of if you had a very close friend who you saw was in a toxic situation, a toxic relationship, and you can't intervene in that because it's somebody's marriage, but
I don't think if he was his friend, it's his big moment. Everyone knew he was going to win the Oscars, so I don't know. I think he didn't go after Will, did he? He just went after Jada. And Jada asked for it. Jada asked for it with her behaviour. So I'm trying to break it down from that point of view. And Will, I think you might be right on the old just the relationship thing, and he's seen her upset, so that dynamic has made him go, right, I've got to defend her, the primal instinct. It's just funny, isn't it? Even if it is real, or even if it is publicity stunt, it's done its job.
Yeah.
Either way, it's done its job.
I think there's something more to it. I mean, the joke in 2016, I seem to remember, what was it? She boycotted
because there was no black directors, black actors that were nominated or whatever for the main prizes.
Yeah.
But the issue is, it wasn't just black. It should be. What about every other? It was meant to be about diversity, not just black. And then she got a bit slated on that end.
I think Chris Rock, the joke that he made at the time was, he said something like, "That's like me and Rihanna's underwear," or something. I wasn't invited.
He went for it. I thought Chris Rock's performance in 2016 was brilliant. I thought he rode the line. I've always liked Chris Rock in sort of Oscar presenting or Golden Globe or whatever. He's always riding the line nicely.
Yeah.
This wasn't that controversial, in my opinion.
No.
It's like, I mean, he said far worse things to people. I think he said far worse things in 2016.
Yeah.
Even Will freaking... Or the other reaction to Will smiling could be, that thing where you're just listening to the long show go on, and you didn't quite hear the joke, and you just laugh anyway. You know that thing where you do as a bloke or a woman?
Yeah.
Where someone's talking, you go, haha, right, okay. And you didn't quite hear.
Yes.
You might have done that because that reaction could be that, and then someone's told, and he's seen Jada's reaction, then that could be that. He could be just laughing a lot and didn't quite hear what the joke was.
It could be, yeah.
But
I didn't
it's
think
pure
of that.
speculation. But look, if they wanted more publicity and us talking about them and the Oscars being talked about, bravo, you've done your job. We're talking about it, aren't we? I mean, even my mum, who doesn't give a shit about this stuff, is talking about bloody Fresh Prince hitting. I mean...
I like the accent, though.
I know, thanks.
It was,
bloody Fresh Prince. But yeah, it's... What a strange time.
I think over the coming days, more is going to come out. But
it's classic Hollywood. Look, Hollywood is the I don't know, how can I word this? Is the centre point of all drama.
Absolutely.
And it's attention seeking.
I completely agree with you. But what's telling me that this wasn't scripted, that this wasn't a performance for publicity purposes, is Will Smith's reaction when he sat back down, I think that could be. But knowing that the press were there,
why is the camera cut to him then? Why is it already pre-bleeped?
I think
because it was only during the break, during the international feed, that you could hear it. So why is it already pre-bleeped?
I think ABC didn't they cut the?
It's adverts. It happened during the adverts, and then he went up the stage, and that's why Chris Rock swore. You're not meant to swear on ABC. But because it was in between because Chris Rock was getting ready, that's when he did it.
If you knew there was adverts there, maybe
because why would Chris Rock swear then? Unless he was that shocked after getting slapped, that could be it. I was under the assumption that it was under the break. I might be wrong, but I was under the assumption that was during the break.
And they would know that it was.
Yeah, because why would ABC cut? Because they have a tape delay for the. This is my film head coming on. Do you already have a 10 to 20 second delay for the swearing?
Yeah.
So if he slapped him, you wouldn't show that, A. B, you'd go into a wide crowd shot. And second, you wouldn't cut to Will saying mouthing off like that. You just wouldn't cut to that. You would go to a wide shot. But something controversial happened. And they've got 10 seconds to decide. And that's ample time.
Maybe initially they also thought it was that it was something.
No way. It's planned. The more I think about it, the more I think it's planned. Or the lines of truth got, it's a bit. It's anyway, whatever it is, it's weird. I'm sure, as you said, we'll find more information.
I think more will come out over the next few days.
What if they come out to an interview and go, I got you? That would be the greatest moment ever.
I actually think that would be a bit of a PR disaster, bearing in mind his acceptance speech.
I just don't know anymore.
I think it would be a complete and utter PR disaster.
I can't wait for the Illuminati pieces on YouTube though. Did you see him? He did the triangle there.
I didn't see that.
No. Someone's going to try
walk right into that one.
In the slap, his arms in a triangle shape.
I walk right into that one.
Yeah. So did Chris. Anyway, so I think I've had enough of talking about Will Smith because I woke up to this and was absolutely bombarded with this on every single social media. But the memes that have come out are fantastic. We have a look at a few of them actually. Will Smith memes. Shall we have a look?
Yes.
Oh God! Right, let's go. I'll switch to the to that as I've literally just typed in Will Smith. Oh yeah, so there you go. There he's laughing. No, it's not. That's her. Oh no!
Oh dear.
Did I do it right, Jada? Please don't leave. Oh no! That's kind of what you said. Oh God, the characters from Madagascar. Oh wow. Okay. Everybody hates Chris. Oh, I love it. Oh, what are they doing? Oh, they're doing a thingy. Smash Bros. Oh, these are great to watch. Me trying to enjoy the Monday. Oh, Nicole Kidman's genuine reaction. I mean, that could be photoshopped into something, can't it? Jokes about my wife. Hey. Banging my wife. Oh, God. Yeah. It's annoyingly true, though, isn't it?
Is it true that...
that guy was banging it, yeah. That rapper, whatever his name is.
I've forgotten his name. Is that who she was having an...
Yeah, but it's more than one.
I know it's more, but he was one. Yeah. Drake, that's his name.
No, not Drake. It was this. I can't remember his name. No, she did have one with Drake. No.
Isn't that?
That's Drake. Drake. That's the meme. That's the Drake meme.
Oh right, yeah.
It's like where he goes no, but yes.
Okay.
What's this?
There's.
Flex tape. Oh, God.
I read somewhere that she also had a bit of a fling with her son's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that correct? Her son's friend? Is that?
There's rumours about her son being gay.
Okay, yeah.
This is complete rumours, and I don't know. With Tyler, the Creator, the rapper. Which blew my mind. No, that's the wrong terminology. That's the meme that came out of the Facebook thing, that crying one, that one.
Okay.
So Will Smith has now got a quartet of memes. It's revive time, is that one. I don't know what that one is, and that's the slap, obviously.
Yeah.
Pokemon. That's so stupid. Oh, that's got me. Fruit Ninja.
There's so many of these that
shit.
could be created with, with a gaming.
Oh, what's this? I think you'll find how will equal. Oh, these are Batman and Robin. There you go. Oh, shit. Oh, there's Lupita's reaction.
Yeah, I saw that, and she didn't know what to do.
Yes, that's me. That's me. I'm conflicted. I like them both. Oh God, I'm just. This one seems to be doing very popular.
Yeah,
Jada's
it's like a complete sort of rundown of everything that happened in that scene. Andrew Garfield was completely nonplussed.
Looking at for the memes. But yeah.
I'm telling you, a lot more is going to come out over the next few days.
That's us right now. Me enjoying club football international break. I think it's like Lupita's live reaction. She didn't know what to do. Because he's
where do you look? What do you do?
What do you do when you're sat right behind him?
So she definitely wasn't in on it.
I tell you what's going to be fantastic right now is going into the US talk shows like Jimmy Kimmel. I know Conan doesn't exist. I think Conan put a tweet out.
Yes, I saw that tweet.
He said, whenever you need a bloody show.
Yeah. Does anybody have a show that they can loan to me for?
You've got Stephen Colbert. I think the last two... Oh, James Corden.
James Corden, yeah.
I'm sour on James Corden.
Trevor Noah.
Yeah, but... It's not... I hope Jon Stewart talks about it. Colbert will probably be the best. Colbert and Kimmel will be good about this.
Yeah.
Colbert will probably be a bit more...
Or Seth...
Seth Meyers is
Seth
okay,
Meyers.
but he's not as good as... See, Conan would have been fantastic to talk about this. But,
does that Scottish guy still do any?
No, James Corden took over from...
Oh, really?
Craig
okay.
Craig Ferguson would have been excellent talking about this. But these memes are just going to... Oh, no! World Slapping Championships! Oh, my God, this is the best edit! We're going to have to like this. Whoever's done the edit. That brings an applause out from me. Oh, God.
I'm telling you, there's going to be much more that comes out
that
of
picture is too perfect. It's just... iconic moments.
Yeah.
That's going to be talked about forever.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen loads of...
that's going to go down in Oscar folklore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But they needed that, didn't they? Let's be honest. And someone was saying about black on black crime. That made me laugh. Oh, this is it's revive time. Oh, he's going to look into the slap. Yes. Oh, that's funny. See what I mean? They could have cut away. Oh, it was live on ABC. Shit. Okay, I was wrong. So he swore on ABC.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Sorry. So I misunderstood. So they had time to bleep out. So then that means they could have time to replace the shot onto a wide shot. That's what makes it even more weird. Oh, what's this? Will Smith's publicist talking to after assaulting Chris Rock to let him know he's moving back with his auntie and uncle in Miller. Oh, that got me. Oh, that was the meme when he did that to his wife. You know that thing?
What was that?
That. For loving and defending his wife. Yeah, but she's the one who's fucked him over. That's what you got to understand, guys. Nemo. Oh, the internet is undefeated sometimes. I'm seeing the same meme though now.
But I think after all of...
the celebrity reactions. Is this correct?
Yeah. After all of that, he's still defending her in award shows and things like that. I mean, that in itself tells you that he's a deep down a good old-fashioned guy. That in itself shows that.
I think he is. I think he is. I think he might be. He might hit something there. The dynamic in their relationship. His daughter Willow. What the?
The one that he's standing next to. Is that his daughter?
That's Jada.
Oh, Jada's on the left, is she?
Yeah,
I can't really see the screen
daughter's
very
also
well.
shaved her head. Willow.
Okay.
She did that song, I whip your hair back and forth, ironically. Sorry, that's a bad joke. I shouldn't be doing that joke. Has no one picked that joke up yet?
Right about now.
I'm sorry.
Will Smith is getting on a plane.
Come on.
Your
daughter literally wrote, I whip my hair back and forth. And you're having a go at Chris Rock.
right about now, Will Smith is boarding a plane.
Sorry, that's the best joke I've ever said. I had to do by accident.
He's boarding a private plane to get into.
Sorry, I'm doing a tweet. If anyone wants to see this, how ironic. No, I'm joking. I'm not going to do it now.
So when you said the rumours that his son is gay, are we talking about his son who was Karate Kid?
Yes.
Him, really? Wow.
Apparently, that's
Okay.
the rumor. But let's say. Rumours. Just the internet just is.
What's his name? Is it Jaden? Jaden.
He was also equally hated.
Oh, is he? Really?
He's trying to be his dad. He's annoying.
Oh, right. Okay. Right. This is I don't really keep up with them.
It's just
The Smiths, shall
annoying.
we say?
It's like. So I've just typed in the Vanity Fair thing. Oh, there's Will.
Yeah, he's there, dancing away, and
He's partying and having a fantastic time.
got his Oscar in his hand, and
Does he give a shit? He's done his job, hasn't he? He does weirdly look like he's had a release, like he doesn't give a shit anymore.
yeah, and that's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm thinking this.
But then this also makes me think like it's bullshit. I know where you're coming from, but there's many variables here.
I'm thinking. There are. I mean, I think there's going to be more stuff that comes out, and I honestly think the only person who comes out of this not looking all that great is Jada.
Which is maybe why he did it.
I honestly think that.
Did Chris Rock turn up to Vanity Fair?
I'm not sure.
Will Smith jokes about Chris Rock's slap as he partied with Jada. Well, of course he's going to joke about it. But let's get to a point. Slaps to us, Bengali people here.
Yeah.
Dude, they're just funny. It looked like a proper Sasa. That means uncle. It looked like a proper uncle slap that. Like the way he reached.
Yeah, we should have got
we're experts on.
We should have got his sandal out.
Sandal or the chappal is like the female weapon of choice.
Yeah.
And the accuracy they have with throwing it as well to hit, it's just beautiful. Doesn't matter what size they are, they can hit you. But the Sasa, the uncle slap, that looked like a proper uncle slap from down south. It looked like a proper decent. I'm sure us ethnic people have been have discovered slaps like that before in our lifetime. But anyway, enough about Will Smith. We've spent 45 minutes talking about this.
Oh, wow.
But we'll round this episode out by talking about one of Will Smith's best mates, Lewis Hamilton. No, I'm joking. If anyone deserved a slap after a performance, it's the Mercedes team. or Lewis's mechanics. Go for it. You go ahead while I take a break.
You know what? I think this season is Lewis Hamilton's last season. I think.
Are we going to take that? Wow. Is that going? Wow, we're going to clip that up.
I'm
Second race in, and you're saying it's his last season ever.
I think this. I'm going to
stick your neck out.
Stick my neck out, and I'm going to, nail my colours to the mast.
I cannot wait to clip this up. That horse. Put this on our shorts channel and wait for the hatred from the Hamilton
I'm backing
fans.
that horse, and I'm thinking this will be the last season we see Lewis Hamilton in an F1 competing in F1, and I think the reason because he's had unprecedented levels of success the last 7-8 seasons, and all of a sudden he's now fighting for 10th place. Does he really have the stomach to do that?
Do you think he finishes the season or quits midway? There's a possibility, isn't there?
There is a possibility. I think it depends on I think a lot will depend on how the next few races A go for him and B go for George Russell.
Do you think he'll quit it if his car doesn't? come up to speed.
It wouldn't surprise me if he did.
Because that would be really funny.
It wouldn't surprise me if he did, and it would also... I'm of the opinion that this season will really show everyone, will finally put to bed this discussion about whether or not Lewis Hamilton is a good leader of a team. Because when the car's not there, it's not there winning, it's there fighting for 10th place. A leader knuckles down and drags his team through the mud back to the top.
Speaking on that point, though, when his last year or penultimate year at McLaren, did he not do that?
Exactly. That's why I'm saying. But that was right. Before he went to Mercedes. So in many ways, he paid his dues then. That's when he paid his dues. He did the donkey work, paid his dues, earned his stripes, and earned a seat at Mercedes, and enjoyed a great amount of success. And it's about whether or not he's got it in him to earn his stripes again, basically, do the donkey work again.
Is he willing to do the donkey work?
Absolutely, because when you look at it, from a broad perspective, he's now 37, 38 years of age. Really, his options are either continuing with Mercedes or retiring, because Red Bull aren't going to take him, not at his age. Ferrari won't take him.
I think Ferrari would.
No way.
Do you not?
No way.
Do you think they're done?
I think Ferrari, they've got a fantastic pairing at the moment.
Yeah.
Fantastic pairing.
Leclerc,
arguably the strongest.
Leclerc versus Verstappen looks the front two this year. Who's the driver for Ferrari?
Carlos Sainz Jr.
Carlos Sainz Jr. I mean, it's already in his bloodline, isn't it? So
they've got a fantastic pairing, arguably the strongest driver pairing on the grid. I don't think there's a chance. Hamilton's chance at Ferrari went when Carlos Sainz went to Ferrari. He had a chance of going there at that point, and that went. So he's not going to Ferrari. He's not going to get a seat at Ferrari. Red Bull won't touch him. He's far too old for Red Bull. Does he want to drop down the grid when he's had that level of success? Does he want to drop down the grid and become an also-ran, or somebody of his stature? The amount of success that he's had. Does he then want to drop down the grid? I don't think so.
I could see him having a little break and coming back, like Schumi did. I could see him doing that. I really could.
I think once
you'll miss it.
I don't know because
what do you think his age? He's only 37. No. Didn't Schumacher come back in his 40s?
Yeah, he did. And so it's entirely possible. I mean, Fernando Alonso was in his 40s now.
Yeah.
So it's entirely possible. But with Lewis Hamilton, the other things in his life, fashion that and fashion design, the collaboration that he has with Tommy Hilfiger, also, of course, his burgeoning rap career. I think there are other things that are gonna keep him busy, that are gonna keep him out of F1. I genuinely think this has a lot of similarities. I mean, it's only 2 races in, but it has a lot of similarities to when Sebastian Vettel was in his last season at Red Bull with Daniel Ricciardo as his teammate.
I see what you mean.
We all know that Vettel is a world beater,
but
he got beaten by Daniel Ricciardo. Why? Because he'd lost motivation.
And Vettel hasn't got that
when he's
exterior. Out of F1 businesses or whatever.
When he's had unprecedented levels of success, to then go to fighting, scrapping for
10th place.
Yes, 10th place, or scrapping for the last bit of meat on the carcass. Do you really have the stomach to do that, or do you go and move to another team where you can build another winning dynasty? Yes. But what's not in Lewis Hamilton's favour is his age.
Yes. Very interesting.
And I think if George Russell does well as this season as well,
just like Hamilton had McLaren when he first burst on the scene,
a team will always back the driver who represents their future.
But Verstappen needed this win anyway.
Yeah,
after very much so. Race, obviously.
It's a fantastic win as well.
I mean,
loved the
last 4 laps, or last 3 laps.
He got it in the last. Was it the last 2 or 3 laps? I think it was. Second to last lap, I think it was. That's when he took the, and it was very intelligent. He learned.
He
learned from the mistake that he made previously.
But Ferrari looked good. I think we predicted that they might be there or thereabouts.
Yeah,
but it's never, sure.
Yeah, I think what I mentioned the last time. I think that's borne out even more. I think the Red Bull car has ultimate pace. Over the one lap, the Red Bull has ultimate pace over the Ferrari. But in a race situation, that Ferrari is incredibly handy.
When's the next break? Have we got a couple of weeks or whatever?
I think it's a couple of weeks.
Is there a break after these two races?
Yeah, I think there is a little. I think there is a little.
We've had Bahrain, we've had Saudi, so that's 25th. Oh, so we've got a whole week. Oh, it's only next week then, Australia.
Oh, we're heading back to Australia next week.
How many days is that?
Is that next week? No, the week after. That
is the week after?
It's the week after, yeah.
Sorry, my
heading down to Melbourne.
So they've got 2 weeks. So that gives Mercedes a chance.
It gives them a chance to try and do something.
And then you've got Imola again, and another break. There's a 2-week break there, isn't there? So they've got a chance over these next. I think it's after 6 races. That's when you can really gauge.
I think the Mercedes car. There's a chance Mercedes could win at a twisty turny kind of low.
Yeah, but the
high
top end speed what they had last year's not there, is it?
No. But then that could be the case because they're running high downforce, because they just don't have the grip. So to gain the grip, they run high downforce, but you sacrifice straight line speed when you run high downforce. Yeah. So it could be that. I can't imagine that Mercedes engine doesn't have grunt.
If they kept the same engines from last year, surely they've still got an advantage there.
I think,
but it must be something else.
I think the team that has aced their engine is Ferrari. They've introduced a completely new engine, a completely new power unit.
But like what we're saying, when it comes to big changes, the teams really come through because they show off their prowess in preparing a car that is the
strength and depth.
Strength and depth.
Yeah.
Which I thought Mercedes would have, but weirdly have not. Now, we are being harsh. George Russell did fantastic. But something happened with Hamilton's car.
From what I understand, they went the wrong direction in the setup. And that's partly the team's responsibility. And it's, to a great extent, it's Lewis's responsibility.
So they can fix those things. So maybe we'll see a vastly improved Hamilton. You never know with that. I'm interested. It writes a nice story for the season.
The thing about that car, though, the issue isn't setup. From what I understand, the issue isn't the setup and things like that. The issue is much more fundamental to car design.
Oh right, okay.
Particularly with the porpoising effect. I don't know if you know what the porpoising is. Okay, so I don't know if you want me to get into the technicalities of it, but
give us the
Okay, so all right. Okay, so of course now they're using ground effect to generate the downforce. So the air is accelerated underneath the car through the Venturi tunnels, and then it comes. The faster the car goes in a straight line, the more downforce is generated, and the car is sucked to the ground. But at some point, it becomes an equalizing point where that downforce then stalls, the car bounces back up, and then that whole process starts again.
So is that sparking thing we're getting?
Yeah, that's rocking up and down motion. So the downforce stalls, sudden loss of downforce, the car springs back up again, and then that whole process of downforce being generated starts again. So it's fundamental to car design. Now, the easiest way to combat that is to raise the ride height of the car. But when you do that, you sacrifice corner speed.
Right, obviously.
So the other ways to do it are to cut holes into the floor of the car and to basically decelerate the air. It
just sounds like they just need to tweak. That's what I feel like this whole thing is tweaking. Like the shocking factor is that he went out in Q1. That was shocking. Yeah. I think you'd at least get to Q2 or 3. But to go out in Q1 was a bit bad.
The shocking thing about that is that if it was a setup thing, a wrong direction of setup, that's not what you'd expect from Lewis Hamilton.
But
not after all of these years.
It against Russell's car.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So they must have gone a different direction.
Something must have happened. So at least I think they'll be there or thereabouts by the end of the season. I really do. And with Verstappen crashing in that first race, it sort of gives you one, doesn't it? Like sort of to balance out for now. Whereas the Ferraris genuinely look dangerous. That's why for me, Leclerc is what is like.
The Ferrari car is it's a consistent car.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Consistent,
it's
reliable.
A consistent car.
They look decent.
Yeah.
And when Ferrari get it right, they get it right. But when they get it wrong, they get it wrong. But this is the first time I've seen it when they've got something that's sort of in the middle.
Yeah. That it's been a long time coming as well.
How many years since they've been 2010? Or earlier than that?
The last Drivers' Championship
Alonso?
they had was Raikkonen in 2008. That was the last.
Jesus Christ!
That was the last Drivers' Championship.
Should have won that year, shouldn't he?
That was 2007 when that was Lewis Hamilton's first.
No, but didn't Raikkonen win? Because
what was Lewis Hamilton's first season in F1?
2007.
2007. 2008 Hamilton won. Sorry.
So 2007 we're talking.
2007.
And
sorry.
Hamilton should have won that season, really. If it wasn't for little things.
McLaren imploded.
Yeah.
Really. McLaren as a team imploded.
But he was unlucky.
Yeah, McLaren as a team should have won that championship. Yeah. Whether that's Lewis Hamilton or Fernando Alonso, one of them should have won that as a drivers' championship. But it's the way McLaren handled that.
Very much.
Between those two drivers, how they handled it,
It's a good time there in the sport.
Sorry,
it was a good time in the sport. I remember the advert they did as well with Mika Hakkinen afterwards in the sauna.
Yes.
Yeah,
I remember that.
To be honest, fair play to the PR team for doing
I remember that. Yeah.
Fair play to Alonso and Lewis to do that as well.
No, I remember that. But the person to blame for that was Ron Dennis. Really, he made promises to Fernando Alonso to induce him into signing, and then reneged on them. But then you can't. Then you can't really blame Lewis Hamilton for doing his best because he's there to make his mark and take his chance. He has to. It's a cutthroat sport.
100%.
But yeah, Lewis Hamilton depends what happens the rest of this season, and a lot will depend on how George fares against him. Because I think George Russell is the future of that team.
I agree with you. Right, so I know it's an early prediction. I've talked enough about Hamilton. I've talked enough. Who do you think will win the Drivers' Championships and the Constructors' Championship?
Oh, this is really
just
tough
an early
one.
Prediction.
This is a really tough one.
I think Ferrari do all. I think Leclerc wins and Ferrari. That's my opinion.
I would love it if that was the case. If that happened, I would love it because Charles Leclerc is an unbelievably good driver, unbelievably good.
It's nice to see that he's finally got a car to support his driving skills. Yeah,
very much so. I mean, he's paid his dues at Ferrari. He's taken his medicine and he's paid his dues. They've got a strong driver pairing with Carlos Sainz.
And a good team.
Yeah.
Stable team. And a good, team principal or whatever.
Mattia Binotto, I think. Is that
no drama.
Yeah.
What I mean.
Which is, there's always going to be drama.
Yeah, but not as much.
There's always going to be drama and politics at Ferrari. Always. That's their Achilles heel. Drama and politics is their Achilles heel. But yeah, I mean, I would love it if Ferrari won. Absolutely love it. Either one of those championships, the drivers or the constructors. I think.
Yeah.
Drivers' Championship Verstappen, Constructors' Championship Ferrari.
Oh, wow! Okay, that's a bold statement.
Because I think the reason I think that is because I think Carlos Sainz is a stronger backup driver in comparison to Checo.
Right, I see your thinking.
I think so. I think he'll consistently bring home the points. Both of those drivers will bring home the bacon. But from a driver's championship point of view, I think Verstappen just edges Leclerc. But I think it'll be a lot more. I do think it'll be a lot more, shall we say, respectful between those two than it was last season.
Right. Well, I think that's the end of this episode, really. Let us know what you think. Who do you think is going to win the F1 Championship and the Constructors' Championship?
And of course, opinions on Will Smith.
And opinions on Will Smith, of course. Yes, let us know if you've got better slaps than him. What do you think about it? Because I'm stuck in the middle, like I said. I still have no idea.
I think for me, I just love the fact that that it wasn't a punch. It was a
bit slap.
Yeah, and the humiliation of that.
Yeah,
because that's it's designed to.
My friend messaged me this morning going, "Why didn't he punch him? I don't get it." Because surely that's better than slap. I went, no. I went, no. That's more disrespectful.
Yeah.
An open-handed bit is a bit slap.
A man slapping
slapping another man with an open hand. That just knows you're below me. I love it.
Yeah.
An open hand, and then they went, "Oh, I see what you mean. Where you come from?" I'm like, "A punch is just every guy does a punch. Bit slap is hilarious. I love it."
Yep.
But yes, let us know what you think at Big Brown Hairy on Twitter, Facebook, all the social medias, Instagram, whatever. Go like our TikToks. You'll see some shorts there shortly. There will be no Jada Pinkett Smith comments, because we don't want to get slapped by Will Smith. I can't believe I've been talking about this. This is amazing. But congrats, Will Smith, for the Best Actor award. I don't even know who won the rest of the awards. I'll be honest, I have no clue. But I know that Encanto won the animation award.
Did he?
Encanto is like a representation of like the Mexican culture and Latin culture, which I think is quite cool for animation. It's a good film as well.
Encanto won this. Will Smith bitch slapped Chris Rock.
I mean, yeah, whatever. I will go and check who actually won, because I don't care about it, to be honest. This is much more juicier. But yeah, we'll be back next week. Same time, hopefully. And yeah, that's enough from me at Bobby_Rayman. And
it's enough from me at Cheese Addict 77.
And we'll catch up with you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.